that group, there's a lot of people with preschoolers and toddlers who share like tips and things for that, kind of keeping them occupied during schools. That question comes up a lot, but there's some really great ideas from the people in there. So if you are in the Facebook group, you might want to ask this question there too, because there probably people have other ideas that I haven't said, or people that are listening now. If you have an idea and you want to put it in the chat box too. But hearing narrations with all those children, that's a lot of narrations, right? So how do you find time for all that? And you did say that you do have your older two recording their narrations, which is great. That definitely helps. For the younger ones, if you don't have necessarily time to hear their narrations, they could narrate to each other. They could narrate to an older sibling, like a Form 1 could narrate to a Form 3, a Form 2 could narrate to a Form 4. You don't always have to be the one that is hearing them. The important thing is that they're taking what they learned and they're putting it into their own words and expressing it to someone else. So it doesn't have to always be you. The little ones could draw a picture of what they read if you don't have time to go back and hear their narration. Honestly, my little ones, when they were young, like my Form 1 kids, their narrations came out a lot through playing. So it doesn't have to be like, oh my goodness, we forgot to do whatever narration it was that day. Oftentimes, I'll forget something and then I'll hear them later talking about it or doing something else with it. So giving your little ones like little Legos and they can act them out with each other. Here's the story. That is the nice thing about having a lot of children is you have kids that are doing the same lesson together and they can act it out together. My kids like to put on skits for their narrations, especially like our read alouds and things that are super exciting. And they got props and all three of them, okay, you're going to be this person, I'm going to be this character, and they'll act it all out. And so they're narrating, which you might not think it is, but they are. They're taking that and they're putting it into their own words. But that might be something that the siblings could all do together, and you don't necessarily have to sit with each child and hear their narration that way. For me, I have like this big dry erase board thing in my dining room, but just writing out like for my Form 2 child, like what I need written, what I need oral, so that I remember to go back and look at the end of the week and, oh, I forgot to ask you about that chapter, something like that. For my older kids, it helps for me to have like an electronic record if they did it or not. So one of the tools I use is Asana. There's another one called Trello. And they're both like online project management systems. If you just Google like Asana or Trello homeschool plans, like a whole bunch of stuff will come up. And that way, my older kids get a to-do list every day in Asana of here's your task for the day, and they can check them off. So at the end of the day, I can look. They can upload documents. So if they have a written narration, like they do it in Google Drive, they can upload that file to the Asana assignment, or they can upload a voice recording to that assignment as well. So that makes it really easy for me at the end of the day, just go through and check off and see their things. And I'm not trying to track them down throughout the house and find where did that document go and things like that, which, if you have multiple kids, stuff's all over the place. And it's so hard sometimes to track it down. So having everything like in an electronic system, if your older kids use that, is super helpful.